The Hudson River at night was not a place people lingered. The water was black, thick with shadows, and the city lights that danced along its surface never managed to soften its chill. Most New Yorkers hurried past the waterfront, too busy, too cautious, too unwilling to stop and face the quiet lurking in the margins of the city. But for Elena, there was nowhere else to go. She had been living on the streets for months, her entire life packed into a faded green backpack and a thin blanket she carried like a lifeline. Nights by the river were her refuge. The benches along the walkway became her bed, the sound of the water her lullaby. She was thin but wiry, her muscles hardened by years of carrying too much and eating too little. Most people who saw her looked away, either out of pity or discomfort. But Elena had learned not to mind. She had something most of them didn't: survival skills. She had been a swimmer once. That was the irony of it. Back when her life had direction, when her mother was alive and her father still spoke to her, she had competed. Trophies, medals, hours in chlorine-scented pools, that had been her youth. Then the spiral began. Her father remarried, the stepmother pushed her out, and with no safety net, Elena slipped into the cracks of the city. Swimming was all she had left, a skill she never thought would mean anything in this new life of cold sidewalks and cardboard shelters. On that night, however, it saved a man who by all accounts should never have needed saving. Elena was sitting cross-legged on the concrete edge near Pier 84, staring at the river while chewing on a stale granola bar she had picked up from a church pantry earlier. The night was unusually quiet, but then she heard it: the low growl of an engine, the screech of expensive tires slowing to a halt. Her eyes narrowed. A black luxury car, sleek, glossy, windows tinted, pulled up only a few yards from her perch. She tensed immediately. Homeless people weren't welcomed by cars like that. She was used to being chased away, used to being treated as though her very presence was an offense. Instinct told her to shrink back, but something about the way the car stopped kept her still. Two men got out, dressed in dark suits. They moved quickly, with the kind of urgency that meant trouble. Elena's stomach knotted as she realized they weren't alone. From the back seat, they dragged another man bound, his wrists tied, a gag pressed against his mouth. He struggled weakly, his muffled cries lost in the hum of the city. Elena froze. Her breath hitched as her brain screamed to look away, to run. This wasn't her business. People who interfered with men like that ended up disappearing. But she couldn't move. Her eyes were locked on the scene unfolding like a nightmare. The two men didn't hesitate.